Whoa, Neo, you're not playing like a noob anymore.
How is that possible?
You gotta be using hacks, dude.
Nah, dude. I got the Odyssey Neo G9.
Sweet, bro, you can finally start leveling up.
Let's keep it going, man.
This is gonna kill me.
Kia ora whanau, that guy's Energy here, and I am here at the Sky Tower in Tāmaki Makaurau to check out the new Sky Slide, which is just opened. Let's go check it out. This is their brand new virtual reality experience based up on their main observation deck. It's a crazy ride, offering 360-degree views of Auckland at up to 100 kilometers per hour. The motion platform imitates the 3D rendered open-air slides, twists and turns above the skies of Tāmaki Makaurau. Counting down, punch it, let me at him. Hey! Free air, whoa! Whoever's done the render for this has done like an incredible job. Whoa! It's also really comfortable, like the motion platform's super nice. It's actually really selling all of these like different twists and turns. Another free fall, whoa! Whoa! We're heading home, boys, we're heading home. Whew. So it's $40 for the experience, which includes viewing platform access, or it's just $15 on top of your tower ticket, and it's for ages 8 and up.
Whoa, Neo, you're not playing like a noob anymore.
How is that possible?
You gotta be using hacks, dude.
Nah, dude. I got the Odyssey Neo G9.
Sweet, bro, you can finally start leveling up.
Let's keep it going, man.
This is gonna kill me.
Ah!
Kia ora whanau, that guy's NJ here, and I am here at the Sky Tower in Tahamaki Makaurau to check out the new Sky Slide, which has just opened. Let's go check it out. This is their brand new virtual reality experience based up on their main observation deck. It's a crazy ride, offering 360-degree views of Auckland at up to 100 kilometers per hour. The motion platform imitates the 3D rendered open-air slides, twists and turns above the skies of Tahamaki Makaurau. Counting down, punch it, let me at him. Hey! Free air, whoa! Whoever's done the render for this has done like an incredible job. Whoa! It's also really comfortable, like the motion platform's super nice. It's actually really selling all of these like different twists and turns. Another free fall, whoa! Whoa! We're heading home, boys, we're heading home. Whew. So it's $40 for the experience, which includes viewing platform access, or it's just $15 on top of your tower ticket, and it's for ages 8 and up.
Whoa, Neo, you're not playing like a noob anymore.
How is that possible?
You gotta be using hacks, dude.
Nah, dude. I got the Odyssey Neo G9.
Sweet, bro, you can finally start leveling up.
Let's keep it going, man.
This is gonna kill me.
Kia ora whanau, that guy's NJ here, and I am here at the Sky Tower in Tahamaki Makaurau to check out the new Sky Slide, which has just opened. Let's go check it out. This is their brand new virtual reality experience based up on their main observation deck. It's a crazy ride, offering 360-degree views of Auckland at up to 100 kilometers per hour. The motion platform imitates the 3D rendered open-air slides, twists and turns above the skies of Tahamaki Makaurau. Counting down, punch it, let me at him. Hey! Free air, whoa! Whoever's done the render for this has done like an incredible job. Whoa! It's also really comfortable. Like the motion platform's super nice. It's actually really selling all of these like different twists and turns. Another free fall, whoa! Whoa! We're heading home, boys, we're heading home.
Experience precision.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Biocode LPL Pro CSGO Season 2, Stage 2, you name it, we probably got it here. And that's the introduction. Of course, I'm Mac. Hey, how are ya? This is Pilski. He's looking pretty fine today. How you feeling, Mitch?
I'm actually feeling really good. I'm looking forward to getting into these Stage 2 games as we're going to get to see, some of the better teams in the domestic oceanic scene and also some of the teams that ground all the way through Stage 1 to make it up against them.
Yeah, speaking of, let's have a look at the tournament, how it's gone, how it's going, and where we're at so far through this stage. Speaking of stages, we're into Stage 2 now. So as you mentioned, we got 4 directly invited teams and 4 teams that have qualified through the 12 teams from the previous stage. We're very close towards, the Elim bracket, but it is, of course, the start of Stage 2. And look, we'll have a look at that bracket in a little while. But there's a lot more on the line now because we're back to a double Elim bracket. And look, these teams, I feel like the skill difference between the ones that were invited and the ones that have qualified, it seems to be a pretty large gap. But at the same time, I'm happy to be upset in case, some of these teams that did qual make it through and prove us wrong.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to seeing, whether we will get a couple of upsets or, whether we are going to get the same dominance that we've seen in some of the other domestic leagues from some of the other teams.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the prize pool now, see what the teams are playing for, of course. It's 10,050 Australian dollary dues, 6.5k for first, second takes home 1.5, third with 1.2, and fourth place 850 schmackers. Mitch, look, I know you're a little bit rusty on the stick, but if you had 850, because I reckon you'd come fourth, what would you spend it on?
I think that's generous. A fourth place would probably be considered like a high point for some of my teams, to be honest. What would I spend it on? Well, the problem is, Mac, that it's $850 split between 5 people because we're not playing 1v1 like a StarCraft or something. So what would I spend my $150 to $200 on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, that sounds like a good night to just go get some KBBQ with the boys. That should probably cover the bill and, just make some memories.
That's so selfless. That's so selfless of you. Let's go do that. Lock it in. You'll pay for my KBBQ next time. Beautiful. Let's have a look at the highlights from last week before we jump into discussion about what's going on today. Before we look at that bracket, of course, that's going to be popping up after this.
This clip there.
If you missed this one, you've missed a lot because that's one of the cleanest USP aces I've ever seen on a pistol round, ever.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I would totally agree. Just such clean shots out of cyanide, and as expected, after that, the way that pistol went, Camo went on to go ahead and take that series, and then you had this game between Elemental and Underground. You've been watching a fair bit of Elemental lately, and I know that you love your mate Script, so what did you think of this series?
Look, it was a little bit sad to see Script get knocked out, but at the same time, Elemental, they played a very, very good game of Counter-Strike. So, look, and they've been pushing some other teams around their level, maybe a bit higher than their level as well. So, good to see that this squad is developing nicely. And, yeah, they're a very structured team. They got a lot of strats, and they got a lot of mechanical skill in some of these individuals as well. I'm looking at your Word. I'm looking at your Isaiah. Isaiah hitting some of the craziest shots I've ever seen last night in another league, but here in this last week as well, he was doing a lot of work, a lot of the heavy lifting for Element.
He also just won that local LAN. I think him and Chief both just won that local LAN over there in Brisbane. So credit where credit's due. We have a pretty nice local LAN scene, even here in 2022. I used to love the Sydney LANs back in the day. The Sydney LANs are now a thing of the past, unfortunately, Mac. Now it's all Brisbane and Melbourne LANs, so I never get to see any of them. Either way, though, looking at this bracket here, we're definitely going to get some interesting matchups.
Individuals tried to run them in Sydney and they just didn't work. So let's not talk about that. It's a sad point, very touchy point. But yes, have a look at the
Sydney,
bracket here. We've got Vertex and Camo right at the start. We got Team Yellow up against Vodafone Warriors, Antic up against Nutty, and DGG facing off against Elemental. Now look, I've been a pretty big supporter of Elemental for the last couple of weeks since I've been watching them play, but going up against DGG, I don't like their chances. I feel like the closest game we're going to see out of all of these four is probably that Nutty and Antic game. But even though I've said that, Antic, like from what I've seen mechanically, they're just like on another level. So we'll see if Nutty's going to be able to push them. I don't think that game is today. Let's have a look at the schedule. We are going to be kicking things off with Vertex and Camo, and then following that at 8:30, roughly, Team Yellow up against Nutty. So we'll see how that one goes. Mitch, how are you feeling about this one?
I think, the Yellow and the Nutty game is an interesting one because that's kind of like a little bit of a rivalry at the moment. They've played each other in a lot of domestic leagues and it's kind of gone a little bit back and forth. The last time that we saw Nutty, they kind of smashed them and it was like a pretty one-sided game. And I think obviously with Team Yellow, lately we've seen a couple of announcements around their roster. I saw that Cookie was looking for a team and he's kind of the centerpiece of Team Yellow for me. He's putting up numbers on the AWP. So if he's not playing tonight, that might be a little bit more difficult for them. We'll see who they actually rock up with. The Vertex Camo game, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, Vertex are on a high right now, right? They're going to be pretty hard to beat. They're probably going to be pretty happy with how the last little bit's been going for them, despite the roster instability. So they might just rock up to that game and kind of roll Camo over. But at the same token, you look at just the names on Camo, you look at how they play, like the eye test and the server, and see some of the good rounds out of some of the players. And you hope that they'll have a chance to kind of push them a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe indeed. Now let's start talking about that first matchup. And let's talk about Vertex first, because they've been taking names recently, taking a big W over Greyhound. Bit of a rough patch last week. I believe the whole team was, worse for wear, under the weather. But going into this week, I'm sure they're all healthy, ready. And look, they've got Forlex here in the lineup too, and that's something that you love to see because they've been doing work with Forlex since he's been in this roster. I
mean, his first game standing in online, he top fragged, and that's how they were able to get that good seeding into the LAN that we got to cover recently, Mac. And then over there, he plays the best team in the country at his first domestic LAN and plays pretty well, I would say. Like, he had a couple of moments where it looked like maybe the pressure was getting to him or where he wasn't. You would have seen him maybe in one of these like lower level LPL games that we see on maybe when he used to play on Arena. You would see him multi-frag, you would see him kind of wipe the floor with the other team. But when it came down to like the clutch moments, when he was site anchoring upper on that nuke game and multi-fragging, that's when you knew like, oh, okay, this guy definitely has some potential. And I'm glad to see that. Well, I'm hoping, he still haven't had any bloody announcement, but I'm hoping to see that Vertex is going to give him a bit of a shot for the foreseeable future, and we'll see how he goes.
When he did play on upper, that was also his first time
playing that position. Yeah,
so,
insane.
Yeah, did a good job. Now, look, let's talk Camo quickly as well. We've enjoyed what we've seen from them lately. The shake-up is kind of like an amalgamation of the old 8-ballers starting to join some of these Camo individuals. Cyanide, as you could see in those highlights before, he's really been impressing me. Nick has him as well. He's always got the firepower. And I feel like, look, I've seen Bogey pop off in the past. Maybe he's playing a new role that he's not used to, but I feel like I want to see more from him, and we're definitely going to see a little bit more from him today up against Vertex if Camo want this dub, right?
100%. It's going to have to be a fully well-rounded performance from Camo, and I think that all of these players can definitely put up like a pretty solid performance. My question really with this Camo roster is just, at the end of the day, I know they're probably not putting in as much practice, not putting in as many hours as a team like Vertex might be, and they definitely won't have the depth in terms of map pool or in terms of strats and things like that a team like Vertex will have. So
yeah, if
they're going to get some kind of an upset done, they're going to have like a really good run on one or two maps that they're comfortable on. It'll probably have to be a bit of a slog in a 3-mapper because you'd expect Vertex to kind of out-veto them, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a little bit of a stretch unless, all of these Camo players play to their ceiling for 2 really good maps.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the head-to-head. Mitch, tell me, who are we looking at? Brought to you by Biocode Lab, of course. It's PZ and Nickez. Now,
Yeah.
why have you chosen these two? Is it just the AWPers?
Well, here's the thing. Camo doesn't have an AWPer. So the problem is, right, PZ will just get to run rampant if they don't have any kind of counter AWP plan. We saw PZ in insane form in that recent LAN where they qualified to go overseas and play as part of, the new foray for AU to take part in the blast circuit and all that. So for PZ, I mean, this is a game where he can just take over because there is no primary AWPer on Camo. They throw it around a bit. I put Nickers in there because, he's obviously the player that we always look at for Camo to have a big performance. But I saw him picking up the stick a little bit, and I saw some of the other players picking it up. Yeah, someone's going to have to really step up to try to, out all PZ. Otherwise, he's just going to run around the server and have his way with the other team, I think.
Mitch, I think you need to step up, all right? Step up, put your bloody codes where your mouth are. If you want to get your hands on some Biocode Lab products, make sure to use the code LPL20 at checkout for 20% off. So make sure you do that. Exclamation Biocode in the chat if you just want a little link that'll take you there to the right place to use the code. Everyone's happy. And you, of course, get the extra little bit of supplements in your life too. So it's always good. I love
probably both of us have been taking plenty of supplements today, Mac. So could definitely use some more.
You better believe
what I live on.
Just hit me with it. It's the good stuff. Now, look, let's talk about the vetoes. Let's see where we're going for this first series of the day. No Vert, no Ancient. Understandable for those vetoes. We got Inferno from Camo. I'm feeling the 2-0 just looking at that. I know Camo's got a pretty good Inferno, but I also know Vertex, they've played Inferno so many times now, and then they get to go home to Nuke too. So it's going to be a dangerous best of 3 for Camo. And then even if we get to Mirage, I feel like, look, Camo's going to have their best day we've ever seen them playing if they want to take this series.
Pardon me. I would agree with that. Sometimes my voice just dies. Melbourne's killed me. Look, I think Inferno is going to be a hard one, like you said, but I've definitely seen a fair bit of Camo playing Inferno lately. They do kind of have the same kind of patterns. I don't even know if Vertex is even really interested in anti-stratting a game like this, but if you were someone on Vertex who thought to yourself, I might go and watch a Camo game and see how they play, there's definitely some patterns there that you can kind of recognize and you can play around a little bit. I don't even know if that'll be necessary for Vertex at the end of the day. Moving on to Nuke, it's been ages since I saw Camo play a Nuke. At least they'll be able to start out on CT side, right? But I think that's got to go Vertex every day of the week. And then Mirage, I mean, we saw Vertex on Mirage. We saw PZ on Mirage over there at the recent LAN that we got to cover. He had an insane game. And it wasn't even a map that statistically we saw Vertex playing very much. And they beat the best team in the country on it, like 16-1 or something. So I don't know. It's always that map that I look at and I'm thinking maybe an underdog can win on it if you have like a real streaky half, if you're playing with the momentum, if the individuals are getting amongst it. But it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, last time Camo managed to play Nuke, it was in best of 1. They lost knife round and it was against Encore. So Encore stacked 13 CT side rounds against them. And then there wasn't much of a second half. So, and from what we've seen recently, look, Encore, they're a very, very solid side. Still probably holding that second position in the country, depending on who you talk to. I know Vertex, they're coming for it. But going back to what happened last week with Vertex in another domestic league, they did manage to drop a map against Antic. And I think they just came into the game on a high, thinking that it was going to be a bit easier than what they'd been playing over the weekend. And because of that, maybe came in a little underprepared. Antic were playing really, really good.
I actually think Antic is playing very good at the moment. So I don't look at a result like that and think necessarily like Vertex is like throwing the game or they're not playing well or something. Like I actually legit rate Antic at the moment. They're in very, very good form. So yeah, I can't really mess with that. And I'm not sure that I don't think I'd put Camo on quite the same level as I would put an Antic at the moment. I think if Camo pracked a little bit more and they had all of their players really good, maybe I'd put them pretty close to an Antic, but it's just a question of whether you're going to see that potential realized in the server.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like the map they lost was Vertigo, and it was 16-5. So it didn't look close, but there were a lot of those sort of like 1vx swing rounds. I think, who was it off the top of my head? It was Mizzy. So Mizzy was playing insane for Antic. I remember he usually had the biggest read on Vertex, where he knew exactly where they were all swinging from.
Was that on CT?
Transfer. Yeah, or...
Was it T side?
I can't remember what side
I feel like Mizzy always plays
AK.
insane on CT, like with the
Yeah.
A1S. He's like, he's very good at like playing that bully style that you're like the meta that you're meant to play at the moment on CT, where it's like the A1S is so good you can just go beam someone in the early to mid round without much util. Mizzy, when he's like feeling it, he can really take over at CT sides. So I enjoy watching him. Bit sad that he's not on DGG anymore, but there's only so many spots in a team, man. You know.
Yeah,
and there's so many good gamers.
That's the thing, right? And so Skull's been doing a lot of the calling for them, whereas over here, I think we'll bring it back to Vertex quickly. Look, Brace been doing the calling. His mid-round calls have been insane. Yeah. And of course, they're bringing Fallex in. They were playing with Gyra for a little bit in some other leagues.
It was just a fill-in. I think we interviewed him or something, and he said, "I'm literally just playing to play. Like this is not like a serious roster move or anything. I'm just subbing in for the boys." I think he said something like, "I'm teaching them how to play Counter Strike."
Of course.
Yeah, because they suck or something like that. I don't know. Can't remember what he said. Adek's been really good in this Vertex roster lately. I'm surprised that he's only got a 1.03 on HLTV at the moment, because I feel like most of the games I've been watching from Vertex has kind of been a quiet performer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is that for the pre-show. We got the match coming up just after the break, so don't go too far. We'll see you for match one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Biocode Lab, LPL Pro CSGO Season 2, Stage 2. We're about to jump underway into map number bloody 1. Numbers, got a lot of them. And also, Word's got a couple of those for you as well. The Roccat ELO 7.1 Air Surround Sound RGB gaming headset is the next generation headset of today. And it's available now, so make sure you go grab yourselves one of those. And I'm going to grab you some action. We've got Inferno here to kick off the series.
Beautiful. Obviously, Inferno, you definitely need your sound. Definitely need that surround sound. You know, if you're a T and you lurk all the way up Nana, you get yourself in that little cubby, you can hear all the boys in CT side running through Speedway, rotating around the map. You get yourself a nice Roccat headset, and you can call to the boys on your beautiful quality microphone that might be free real estate.
Ooh, free real estate on Inferno? The city looks pretty, so I'll be snatching that up real quick, you know? Nice surrounds, hills everywhere, couple of bells, someone playing like a mandolin or a weird guitar or something. I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is, Mitch?
It sounds like a harp to me.
Ooh, fancy.
So, definitely fancy. All right, well, here we go. 4lex is in the server. That brings a smile to my face.
Yes.
Let's really, this match for me, Mac, is how good is Camo? That's what it is. They're playing a top team. We've seen them. They've gotten themselves good enough to qualify into a lot of these leagues. They've got a pretty decent roster. They put, you know, some reasonable amount of effort, but nothing crazy in terms of the practice. How much is that going to help them? PZ to take first contact in from Boiler's side here. Camo just stacked up in towards second mid, taking their time.
Ooh, offline from PZ here. Let's see if he's going to be able to strike, but the timing not favouring him. Camo should be able to sneak their way through halls. Only the 2 CTs set up here. They will get into mini, big pit at the same time. PZ expecting to flash out. And the entry's looking real good here for the T's, but Addict stands and delivers. And he's going to make that bomb run right back towards bracket for now.
Oh, this kill could be everything. If Nick has a court brace there, that could get really awkward for Vertex and could really set yourselves up well with Camo to kind of 3-on-1 one of these side anchors.
Okay, down mid they go. 4lex, not going to fall. And if he does get traded here, maybe there's a chance for Kobe to get that bomb plant. But, 4lex, sharp as nails, peeking out for yet another headshot. 2K for him. Big hold on the A site for Addict, and that is going to be Vertex taking the first pistol.
Already off to a good start. All the boys in their jerseys, including 4lex. That's very good to see.
I wonder if he got his own, with his own name on the back yet, or if it's still
What name
JD's.
did he have on the back of his? Jamie.
Yeah, James. Yeah, JDU. I believe.
Alrighty. Full save here for Camo because they got no bomb plant max, so they're just going to try to make something happen with the Glockies.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, PZ. Oh, it's just the meat grinder there at bracket. Pick everywhere. You look, you'll miss it, you'll see it, you'll get grinded up, and you'll come out as mincemeat. What do you do with your mincemeat, Mitch? Because PD's about to die.
I haven't really used mincemeat in a long time, but I'd say either I'm making bolognese, like, you know, like the ragu sauce, or I'm making pad krapau. You know, like chili, holy basil, kaffir lime leaf. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff.
Ingredients I've never touched before. I need to put that one out there.
Camo's going to need a few special ingredients. Maybe not in this round because they're only going up against SMGs. This is just the Vertex bonus, and they're sending 4 of the boys over to Banana. So you can tell this is going to be a bit of a fiesta already.
Ooh, Banana domination maybe. That smoke's missed to the mark. But Camo, not going to do too much off the back of it. Happy just to play with that mid control. Vertex, of course, I believe they've dropped some extra util for the B members. Now they're just going to rotate all the way back towards this A site. See if they can play double up here towards Arch. Ooh, good damage from that nade. All things considered. 4lex able to swing off PZ's contact. I'm liking the CT setup.
Yeah, there's no molly to get them out. Kobe's the one with the molly, and he's in apps right now. PDG doesn't have one either, so they actually can't flash Cubby at the moment. They are kind of making the right call, though, going up big side and taking a fight versus Addict.
Let's see if they're going to be able to make their way the whole way in. PD, pick off one. That's 4lex out of the equation. Flash forward, Brace going to be going straight into sight here. PZ drawing a lot of attention, buying time for Addict in pit to find 2 more. And the bonus round's looking real damn good for now. Nikes, 1v3 angle. Ooh. Kicks things off.
Though.
9 HP. It's a big ask. And I think he's got a read on both those CTs, but the molly, he has to fight now or he'll burn to a crisp. And PZ up on top of Nifty, hits another shot. And that is going to be 3 in a row for Vertex.
That's a bonus one as well. A couple of SMGs upgrading into AKs. You're definitely going to be happy with that on CT side Inferno. And with no bomb plant, that's going to be Camo back to the drawing board again, unfortunately. Don't mind this. Hero AK, couple of Deagles invested, so they want to try and do some economic damage to Vertex before they build up their economy too much. See you later. Hero AK. At least Bogeyman's got armor, so he can kind of recycle that a little bit.
Okay. And Vertex keeping up the pressure, knowing that it's probably just these pistols on the other side. As they keep going forward, Camo not giving up too much control. Bogey, of course, with the AK in hand, is going to be a key piece of the puzzle. If he tries to open things up, it doesn't go well. Of course, that can still be recycled across to some more hands. PZ. Shot's going to barely miss the mark there.
Going to flash himself back on the line, though. Just getting into bully mode with the AWP. They don't have the utility to dislodge him. Forlex anchoring in the pit position. Shown himself to already be a pretty solid anchor in general. In a lot of positions. Oh, that's a good shot from PD. He's actually been kind of sharp with the Deeg, not going to lie. At least they take one gun away, and Malta's not the one who's actually able to pick up any of those lost rifles because he was over on B side.
Yeah.
So that is just going to be a A1S loss. Not the biggest deal for Vertex, though, because their money's already building up. Now, let's see what Camo has for us. As I saw previously in one of the rounds, that dig side smoke is something they do a lot on this map, and you can kind of see Vertex chipping in the HE nades as they try to contest bracket.
Again, Vertex hunting for that banana control. One molly will stop them for now. Bait out more util from those CTs. Forlex, though. Shoulder to shoulder with Cyanide, who wants to make his way through bracket. That arch smoke is up. The CT's happy just to stand and fight.
Camo's thrown a jump throw smoke to the B site, but PC's still got Nana control. Forget about any of that, though, because look at those clean entries into the A site.
Grace. Sweating Nifty, solid position, doubles down, and it might be enough to save the round. Vertex still a man down. And they're not playing this one together at all. Malta. He's been heard. But he also knows that Petey's close. He'll hear that rotate back towards mid now. And maybe catch a timing. PZ couldn't pick him with the AWP there on that cross. That's going to be some more info. But having a look at the money here, Vertex, they can definitely afford to go for this one. But I dare say that AWP is going to be a nice little pad to the economy if it does get saved.
Yeah, I think if you're Malta, you're trying to make this expensive and seeing if you can even upgrade your weapon. Try to keep him pinned back into the site. That's a nice exit from PZ. This is getting way too expensive for Camo. They've lost almost all of their guns, just down to Kobe now, and even he goes down. So no economic build up there for Camo.
Yeah.
Malta, I don't think he's going to be close enough to go back for that AK, unfortunately, but still great damage done. Couple kills picked up with the MP9 as well. It definitely adds to the bank account. And now Camo, they reduce their loss bonus, but they have to invest absolutely everything into this next round. And the issue with losing all of your guns on T-side Inferno is now you're really lacking util to be able to run those map control protocols.
Well, they got flashes, and if they pick up the pace, maybe they can find themselves a hole for a second. But we'll see what's going on here. Cyanide tucking into Broom. And Malta going to be spotted jumping up there, rearing his head over the smoke. And it's enough for an opening now. Brace could be in trouble. He's only got one flash to buy time for all these rotates to come through for Vertex. But Camo, they don't seem interested in this banana control.
Yeah, they actually are one of these teams on T-side Inferno that you don't actually see work banana very much. They're very active in bracket a lot of the time. You often see them wrap jungle to the B site and go around the world if they're actually even going to go B. This time is one of those rounds where you just get a pick and B though, so can actually commit in on in there, but Cyanide loses his life trying to go a little bit ahead of the pack. Molly to follow means that they are now locked out of the site here. Camo.
Well, that's the power of being able to drop util, right? Brace still has some util to buy time, and Forlex's timing could not have been worse. His shoulder definitely spotted going to site. Addict, at least with this apartment's control, could work out for him, but Forlex, if he peeks with his back out here, he could be in trouble. Could be in trouble anyway. Ogie ready. Addict, dink on the back of the head's not going to be enough, and that's going to be the round. Camo finding a second.
Yeah, beautiful. The same thing that won them that last round. Just a nice opener and good spacing in the mid-round, just sticking together, keeping things simple. Just CS fundamentals that the players on Camo have. They got good experience. So they do a good job converting that 5-on-4, and I don't think they're going to lose a handful of guns at the end of the round this time. So
yeah,
going to be less of a chance for Vertex to bully them in terms of the map control game, particularly on Banana. Once the CT economy starts to get a little bit worse and you're able to buy full nades on T side, you're much more able to kind of contest Banana in the early to mid round if you want to. Whereas in those low buy scenarios after they lost all their guns, they definitely weren't able to really.
Orb going to be saved successfully, and everyone should be able to buy it. At least for one more round. Vertex, though, starting to work up that round loss bonus with 2 Ls in a row now. Camo, I'm sure they're going to be happy with how the game has started, though. Already getting off to a little roll on the T side. They just need to keep that going into round 7 here. Cyanide, please leave the chickens alone. They've never done anything to you except look good and taste good.
This is Nana tape. You see both teams really exchanging utility. This is what I was talking about with the stronger T-side economy that they have. Vertex is investing U2 in here, but you can see that Camo are able to put out those mollies, exchange their own mollies in return, and still work this control. Here's the flash to top of Nana. Might actually catch Malta. Never mind, it's just a dry peek out of Cyanide. Brace cleans up 2, though.
And nade over the top was good for one of them, and then used the M4 for the other. We'll fall back. Allow some time for PZ to come across and help him with that flash if needed. But Camo now interested in taking this top mid control. Forlex forces Nikez back for a moment. And with the little util that Camo have remaining, we're going to see this arch smoke. And even just lurk smoke out of apps, and the flash could do it. Addict can't see a damn thing. Camo need to pick their fight right now, or he could do some work here with this rifle. Bogey makes his way to sight, but the other two not going to cross with it.
PZ's got a flash, so definitely could send that over the top of pit to help Addict out in a second.
It's all down to the timing. Kobe tries to find the line. Addict tucked in the corner, but he's looked away at just the wrong possible moment. Now in a 2-on-3. Vertex, they want it. Shoulder spotted. Nikez, though, the AK, the caliber, that little bit better. And PZ knows he can work some magic in the next, so he'll keep the wand into the 8th. But Camo going to be very happy with 3 rounds in a row.
Definitely. Nick is trying to get cheeky and take the AWP out of PC's hands. Really good work, well-worked couple of gun rounds for Camo. After the initial contact in the round, you know, they're trading back and forth utility. They're finding openings and finding picks across the map. And they work 3 gun rounds back-to-back with just what I would say is very, very no-nonsense kind of T-side gameplay, right? Just really good spacing, going together.
Yeah.
And trading out the kills, getting really nice entries up on into the site. They're making cracking that A site look really easy. And a lot of that is just based off the fact that they're able to pull apart the CT rotates in the early to mid round by creating pressure elsewhere or finding picks.
Just doing the age-old thing, right? Trying to take that banana control, follow that, take that top mid control, keep Vertex guessing. And as you mentioned, it's been working pretty damn well, but they're walking into the AWP. Still a couple of flashes to use here. Oh. Nice movement from Bogey to crack open the head of PZ. And that's going to be the B side as well. Maybe a retrievable AWP if someone gets here before the smoke fades. But we shall see. Of course, you know, you just got this Deagle, 2 USPs to try and make their way forward to that position. It doesn't look like any of the Ts have picked it up or moved it around just yet. And it seems like this delivery service is working well for now. Malta not going to be able to stand his ground, and that AWP is now in the eyes of Camo. So Vertex, seems like Mission Impossible is just that. impossible for now. But they're still having a sniff here through CT. Oh, there goes the rifle. And 4lex. Oh, a rough job with the USP. Camo, perfect round, 5 alive.
Yeah, you can see they're like individually still quite sharp. And I think we were talking about Bogey in the pre-match a little bit. Like that's the second or third round in a row that he's had a really, really sharp individual entry.
Yeah.
Like Camo hasn't really needed to trade. Their spacing's been good enough to trade, but they haven't even really needed to be trading because Bogey's coming up dig and just headshotting the first player he sees. Or in that round, just a wide swing headshot on PZ. He's definitely finding impact as that aggressive player that we knew him as on 8ballers. Here's again this banana control from Vertex. Double nade to the bottom of T-stairs. Camo just being quite patient, happy to wait out that initial util. Let's see if they're going to go and retake banana control in the mid round here.
Molt's been spammed here before. Cops a bullet, but does more damage than he's taken. It's not too bad. Has that smoke to play with. There's probably another one over towards CT. So you can buy time for these rotates. Vertex, heavy defense over towards the A side of things, but Camo at the mid round, they're still thinking about taking banana here.
I mean, they tried to, I think, go for that dig side smoke again, but Nikes, I think, blocked it at top mid, so maybe a bit of a missed opportunity. Deep smoke, and Camo just aren't going to respect it. They're going to pick up the pace, and now Brace is on the rotate over here, but neither one of these CTs on B has any util, Mac. In fact, in general, they have almost no util, just a couple of smokes on the A site.
Looks like they've gone for that boost up double CT setup, but it won't be relevant because the CTs at dig need to worry about what's coming in their faces right now. Camo trying to make their way up dig, but it's going to be a 3-for-1 trade. PZ, his life's gone, but he took one with him. And now, with 30 seconds on the clock, Nikes is just trying to dominate rotation, but he's been heard, he's been spotted. And as you mentioned, bomb towards top mid. Kobe's working for it, but he's not going to be able to find enough. And that's another round for Vertex here.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect example of like how it usually goes when you try to rush up dig on the T side, right? You just end up getting kind of picked apart by that pit side crossfire, whereas the other rounds, credit to Camo, they were making it look really good when they were coming up the A side of the map. But, you know, that's a bit more of a normal kind of round where you try to force up dig. They did a really good job trying to pushing and pull the rotations by retaking banana and then going straight up towards A. But that's a bit more normal where you run into a pit site crossfire and just get made mincemeat. This looks like a Carps pop though from the T's.
Ooh, Addict in the right position to deal with it though, right? Just sneaking next to the smoke here and playing this close. No flashes are going to get him either. Unless it's Kobe's one that could pop in front. We'll see where they all land. Just waiting out the CT util. The time is about to be now. An Addict, he is ready and waiting. Can't find the second, but 4lex is close to trade. PZ ready for the mid bust. 2, it's going to be a 1-for-1 again, but it's favored Vertex in the end. 4lex with that A4. So damn sharp with it, and that's going to be 6 on the board. So Vertex, things looked grim for a while. Camo stacked on 4 quick ones, but Vertex straight back in.
I think the difference is really just being made in whether Camo gets the first entry or not most of the time, right?
Yeah. Like
when the rounds where Camo gets that first entry kill, they are able to like often get into the site and win the post plant or force the CTs into a save. Does Malta not have a gun? Finally he's gone back and bought one, thank God.
Okay, he thought about it. Thought about giving Camo that handicap. Camo though, looks like it's going to be one of these slow, cheeky, tack pause-esque rounds for the first part.
I mean, I think they're just going for the Nana retake rush with the hero AK here, right? They're trying to catch this player, and in fact they will. That's a really nice read. That's another rifle in their hands as well. That's actually a really good round out of Camo.
Yeah, could be the whole round too. PZ, good util, should be able to find someone here, but the nade hasn't hit the mark. Has bought time for the rest of the members to make their way through. Cyanide, timing shot through the smoke. PZ's gone. Addict again, going to be dropping a nade on their faces. Nikes wins this fight as well. He's too good with the rifle. Addict, he's got way too much work to do all on his lonesome. 1v4 angle. And he's having a sniff.
Yeah, this is what got Camo like a couple of upsets with their old team, is they were able to win T-side rounds that are hitting very, very sharp timings that just catch the other teams off guard. And you don't actually see like many other teams able to do that in Australia. Obviously, hit and potty crossfire always gets done, almost always anyway, especially with the man advantage. But that's just another perfect example of like Camo. They have really good calling, and you can see that like, you know, whoever's doing the calling for them, I'd assume it's PD, is very, very good at identifying when there's a gap for them to exploit somewhere. And he's seen how they've thrown that Nana util like so many rounds in a row that he knows they can just hit a really sharp timing and try to rush up Nana and get those entries, and that's worked beautifully.
Speaking of rushing, straight down mid, Addict with the 5-7, laying down the groundwork. However, 3-4 rather, quick rifle kills, going to be sent back the other direction. So Vertex got a little bit excited, but Camo hit him by the knees, and there you go, 4 alive at the end. So quick anti-eco for Camo. I just want to run it back for a moment, Mitch.
Yeah.
Did you say Heaton Potty?
Yeah.
Which part's Heaton and which part's Potty? Because I have not heard either of those before.
That's 1.6
Is
call
Heaton
out.
new box?
So like the new box and dark setup is called Heat and Potty setup. That's what I was always said to me.
But which one's Heaton and which one's Potty?
That's a great question. I actually don't know the answer to that, Matt.
Okay.
I think we need Jim. Jim? Jim, are you there? He's not answering. Oh. No one's answering PZ for the most part. Man just seems to run around the map and shoot people in the face. God, that was a good map of Mirage for him at LAN.
Which one, sorry? PZ?
Yeah, the Mirage game?
Yeah.
Oh. That really got me going, I'll tell you what.
Some of those shots, like, I don't know. Some of the AWPers in this region lately have been doing it for me. That's all I'm saying. They're just so good. Everyone's popping off.
Definitely want to see that overseas. Don't think they really did well enough in conference to show that. Like half the time I don't feel like... The problem with being an AWPer is sometimes when you go overseas as an Aussie team, you don't even get the economy to buy it. Your team is kind of getting domed.
You do, it's risky, and then they just like rush you and trade you out anyway. But this round looking pretty good. Vertex, all bases covered. Rampart Pete going to be able to salvage at least 1 kill, but it's not going to be enough to damage the economy of Vertex, like Camo kind of needed to do here. And Vertex, you know, fang him off and keep that lead 7-6 now. Ooh, Sharpie.
Reinvestment though from Camo off of winning that half buy, they've really had a massive boon to their economy. Here's this aggression into Carps, flash over the top into second mid, sending Addict onto the line, and he only goes 1 for 1. You can see Camo trying to mix up the pace. It's something they are so good at, but PZ just disrespecting. That's only a leg though. He is going to get traded, you would think. No way!
Okay. USP, that gun's free, by the way. Mitch?
That's fine. It's not as bad as some other free guns in other games that are worse offenders.
True.
It's much worse offenders.
Now we're at the half. Jeez.
No, not yet. Just a lot.
Hey.
One more to go. Steady
round
there,
of
mate.
the half. At the turn, Yui's, Doughy's in the gravel and stuff, Lidcombe Station, you know the drill.
Yeah.
What do we got here, though? Vertex, they're
just running down.
Run it down. 2K spray down. Addict ready for the third. Great readjustment to find that headshot. Nickez can't do a damn thing, and that is pure dominance to take us into the half, Mitch.
Yeah, but credit to Camo. A couple of those rounds where they got those really sharp entries, they were able to, especially when they found man advantages, when they found positional advantages, you could see them still, even against a team of Vertex's caliber, they're still able to pull away rounds, and they still had, 2 or 3 really good reads in that half.
Mitch, PZ's just dropped 20.5, and it's not even a whitewash.
Yeah, he's doing well. Malta's firmly in the backpack right now. I need to check with Jordan how many hours he's had on Rust lately.
A bit too much of a break, huh?
Yeah, he's not that good. He's only just qualified for an overseas event,
Yeah, of course. Kobe, tucked in the corner, waiting for the right moment to strike, and I think he picked it, although Addict's going to be going off with the Glock here, able to trade for 2. That leaves us in a 3v3 scenario. Addict. Bomb not going to be planted. They have so much time here to plant. or to not plant.
He heard the footsteps. He got nervous.
Yeah. Didn't want to go down for free. Wanted to fight, knowing he was the one hitting shots here. He's like, you know what, Brace? You plant the thing. Let's swing this together. Great coordination to find 2 more. And PDG, P2K, Crossfire to get through, and the T's are going to 3-man peek him.
Gorgeous. Yep, that's going to, I would imagine... I mean, I never know anymore, man. Do you single... What do you think? Do you single save here and A1S first round? Or do you force buy and buy in round 4 of the half?
What was the question? I was just getting the answer to the potty question.
In round 3 with A1S bad util, or do you buy, or do you force buy round 2 and buy round 4 with good util on Inferno? What do you think?
I think the half are safe options there because pistols can just do crazy things. Because you want util.
Yeah.
You just need that util. I feel like it's just too important on this map.
Yeah.
You just need to buy time for those rotations.
Rotations
take so long.
How do you play around with A1S like bad util? I mean, we're going to see this B. Look, guys, we're going to see a B exec. We're going to see Bogeyman. He's trying to play on the fountain and be cute, but he's going to get railed by a Mac-10 that's moving 1 million miles a minute. That's just how it goes. So back to the question. How do you play around with like low util A1S?
I think they like Bogey. He got a headshot right. He has a deagle. That's a kill. You know, a little bit of util, some smokes, some flashes. Usually you get like 1 or 2 of those on a couple of the members. Yeah. Maybe a nade stack. That free damage up against, you know, Mac-10s.
If I'm Vertex in this next round, and I know I've already got like Mac-10s and 1 Galil, and I'm going to have better util, I'm just literally rushing you because I know you don't have Molotovs, you don't have many HEs, you've got smokes, but probably not going to respect that. I'm literally just probably going to do some quick strat where I find some sharp timing. PZ's gone for an ult, which might slow things down a little bit, but...
Well, I want to see how on the money you and Brace are. Like, if you're the same person.
They're doing a carp spot, bro, I think. Which I like.
It does look like that.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, PZ's gone and taken banana control, then they're going to hit carps on the mid-round timing.
PD, aware of it, he hears those footsteps as well off the back of the flash.
He's so... Oh, maybe not.
He's not going to be blinded by those flashes. Great positioning. And that leaves something to be desired for Vertex. Brace and PZ coming in real late. Have this 3-on-2 on site for now. Cyanide making his way through CT, and PZ trying to find an opening, and that's exactly what he wanted. Man is not missing much, Mitch. He's found 2 quick ones. Brace is still alive and kicking.
He's gone through the moto smoke.
Down to 9 HP. The timing almost works for him to find the 2-man spray down. Tries to flick around onto Cyanide. And PZ has to quad it up. He's missed that bomb on the drop. But really worried about where Bogey's coming from. Trying to check those tendencies. And he's just missed the timing onto Bogey. But Camo, look how much respect they're giving to PZ right now. They're happy for him to plant.
Yeah, he's got a molly. So he can kind of like molly off one of the angles and plant if he wants to. He's going to go carps. Interesting. Expecting the wrap. Bogey's still worried about like back to banana being an option. So he's trying to play around that a little bit.
PZ just waiting to figure out exactly where they're coming from. No one spotted at Moto. Shadow advantage for Bogey, but it's all down to the timing. Oh, barely misses that one and has no idea Bogey's creeping in behind him. So great play from Camo, honestly. Nice patience to try to figure out exactly what PZ was doing to lock it down. Yeah, but that was almost around in the 2-on-5.
I think they messed up a little bit, right? Like you saw PD on that line that you see people get flashed on all the time, and you see the flash just go right behind him, like over his head, and he just 2-man spray downs. Like if they just have a shallower flash over chimney, I think that works, honestly. But
does the chimney? I thought the one that blinded the guy on Balk was the one thrown from mid.
Yeah, mid over the top of the chimney.
Yeah. Oh, right. We're thinking different chimneys, I think.
Yeah, the chimney. That's the second. You're talking about the carps one, right? That bounces off the chimney. Yeah. They're both chimney flashes. You are right, but I think that carps one is just kind of bad most of the time.
Yeah. It's good if they're deep in pit.
Yeah.
Everyone hears it coming nowadays anyway.
I feel like I used to throw that one like ages ago, and then I would just get railed. Oh, that's not a duel you want to lose to a Mac-10.
Yeah. Oh, and
Come on, bro.
look, Malta, he's playing bad, so he's just going to try to get in the heads of the
He's that
opponents.
guy who feels bad, so he tries to make everyone else feel bad.
Yeah, he nailed that one. Well, PZ has not nailed that spray.
Nah,
Not looking like his Orping we've seen today.
nah. He's not even playing that good, really. You know, he's only got 26. Oh, Nickez.
Stars align.
Oh,
And there's that third. You say they don't have an Orper in the team, but he's jumped around the corner. A little too far. Brace as well. Body spam back. And on 18 HP, he's got one man here at B to get past. That's Ogie, who will catch a timing. Gun in hand. Rails, brace, and that is going to be 3 live at the end. So Camo not out of the game yet.
definitely not. I mean, they've just broke Vertex's money. So they now have a chance to build up their own economy, and they could actually swing for the double digits here. They're making a good game of this.
Oh, round 20. And Nickez really saving the previous round, right? That collateral followed up by another kill. Just give him the AWP more often, honestly. He makes things like that happen. Although, you've seen his rifling lately.
Yeah.
You cannot fault him at all. So.
He's always been a rifler. Like his whole career, he's been a very, very sharp rifler. So he's like one of those players where I'm like, well, everything he could do with an AWP, he could do better with a rifle. I think, anyway.
I'll back you on that one.
I don't know who you would have AWPing on this
Vertex
team.
can do with the Deagles.
They just don't have an AWPer.
I say you don't need one, but look, it's map dependent, right?
Then you watch
Really
PC.
Yeah. And you're like, well, you kind of do need one of those. Tease, though, going to be going into crossfire, the high-low setup.
Nice.
And that was way too good. Cyanide finds 3 of them with the USP. M4 wasn't enough.
You shouldn't have ever been using it. This guy just needs to use the USP. His first ball accuracy is insane.
I've misread that. The M4 did slightly... Yeah, silencer, look. Give it to me.
Do you reckon he just does like USP warm up every day?
Oh,
Or like
I
pistol
know.
DM?
He lives in the server. I feel like there's no pistol DM. You only got that multi-config one.
Do they not do pistol DM anymore?
There's a
Is it dead?
pistol mode in the multi-config DM.
Yeah, okay.
But, yeah, and there's 2. There's the one with head armor, and then there's one without head armor.
Yep.
I think. No, it's headshot only and not headshot only.
Yeah.
But time limited. Got to
This
go
is,
through the whole rotation.
Flash over the top of Nana. Vertex is going to go take that control, recognizing that there's been no CT utility here. So they're either expecting retake util here or Camo to just be really greedy with their util. So Vertex, we'll see what they go for here, whether they start trading util with the CTs or whether they are going to just go for like a flash timing. Seems like they want to just trade down util and then just try to go for some kind of side exit.
Malta must be doing something over towards the A side of the map because I'm seeing Molly's getting thrown over towards Carps, another one towards top mid. That's a lot of util used for those A site members, so maybe not going to be a whole bunch for that retake, and Vertex, they're heavily targeting B right now.
That's the last Molly map. One counter flash here for Camo.
Yeah, Nickez. Let's see if he's going to be able to throw that perfectly timed high-low setup here on second oranges, and it's great to just crack it right apart. Forlex going to be putting his hand in the mix as well, and Nickez may try to save the day. He's not going to be able to stop that bomb plant, won't try to find the spam. And now Malta as well, trying to find some impact here on the flank. CT's ready and waiting. Doesn't hit the one tap. He's just hunting for these other members. Kobe, though, look where he is. Still trying to find Malta over towards 8. There's Vertex with the 12th on the board, and Kobe. Oh, didn't matter if he saved this one or not, but of course it'll help in the long run.
Yeah, he's got a bit of util as well. I think Nickez went for like the underarm into the smoke or something. It's always like, you know, a question of whether you want to chuck the one over the top of new box or whether you want to underarm in the smoke and try and flood.
Yeah.
And if you throw the wrong one at the wrong timing, it just ends up not doing anything. And unfortunately, that was the case, right? Vertex were already like scaled up barbecue.
Yeah.
And he tried to do the underarmy in the smoke, and they just weren't facing the smoke, so no one got blind, and the CTs just got wiped on site. I think Camo kind of overusing util a little bit early on there as well.
Okay.
Like just dumping mollies when there isn't the hit coming yet, rather than kind of reactively dumping them as the hit's coming in.
I wonder how many reps Vertex have with Forlex now in their scrims. That's what I want to know.
Probably like 4 reps.
Nah, they've had another whole week. They already got some in last week before the other domestic league we have. So I'd say they'd be hard at work. It seems like he's fitting in nicely on this T side, which is what I was a little bit worried about. You know, sometimes having a newcomer that isn't up to date with your protocols can be a bit of a deterrent.
Look at how much util they still have on B right now. They've still got 2 more mollies and the third player over here. That was weird. Was that they mollied and smoked? That's a bit of miscommunication. This could work well for Camo, because this is Vertex. They've counted 2 util sets, and Bogey's still got a whole nother one ready to go right there.
Here's that second wave. Molly's burning everywhere. Cyanide has minimal places he can stand, and he's going to be forced into the open as well. So close range, this MP9 could do work, but Forlex is just taking names at the moment. Orange's player falls. They know that PD's here as well. He's making a ruckus over towards Con. And with 20 seconds, Vertex, they're going to have just enough time. Refresh smoke onto towards CT. And that bomb plant will go down. PZ falls in the process. So Camo, they want to fight this. They know if they don't take this round, things could get dicey real damn quick. But they didn't find that opening. They're just backing away through CT while they can escape. So 3 rifles into the next. With the round loss bonus, that should be another, but Brace has found the freest kill of his life. Niquez just shifting forward on low HP. Little Pinocchio around the side there. Camo really need to save these.
You can see Camo, like, I like their approach there, like cycling that third player with util. It was a good read, but they're just not quite hitting the right timings with their CT util. Like, the counter flashes that round came over perfectly, but there was no one there to, like, take advantage of them. They tend to be just kind of throwing their mollies early, and the T's are just waiting out the mollies and then going in after the molly timing. So it's like, the mollies aren't actually cutting the push in half, you know what I mean? They're not actually just, like, segmenting out that first entry player and making the T's invest a smoke or take a ton of damage on the way on in. So Vertex are being quite disciplined, right? Like, they just see the util being used. That's what I'm talking about. Like, PDG's Deagle is actually so nasty, dude.
I feel like there's a lot of people in the scene that just excel on those Deagle rounds at fighting those openings.
It's like such a not boomer thing to be good at as well.
Yeah. What do we have here? Brace, just going to be throwing that initial CT smoke. Looks like they are going to try to speed things up, but also put pressure over towards the A side of the map as well.
Yeah, they're just trying to trade util with the CTs and pull rotations, cause a reaction. I'm just going to group up in the mid round now. Still plenty of util.
Here. On A from Camo though.
The one guy you don't want to see.
Yeah, he's doing work at the moment for Camo. If there's anyone on this team that I look at and think multi-kills, it's Niquez.
1v4 on the site? Yeah, probs.
Wrap around. 39 on the clock and starting to make their way through. It's only Malta over towards Dig, so Niquez could find a lot here, but I say that and Forlex takes his head straight off. So position right behind that mid box. Kobe, he falls as well. And Vertex, they are hitting everything. Camo, unable to find an answer as Vertex lay on a 14th.
Yeah, it's good to see Vertex like playing these games out as well, because these are the kind of reps that they need to get in with this new roster like you were talking about, right? Like playing out this T side, Inferno, making sure that their timings are correct and everything's flowing really well. And it's looking good.
quick pause coming through. Trying to figure out what's going on before the game is too far gone.
It's a hard
Easy.
position to win from at this point, though.
Yeah.
Because the T side money's built up. Like, they got 2 or 3 more gun rounds in the back pocket. So as Camo, you got to string together a couple of rounds on CT. And you need to do so pretty cleanly. Otherwise, you're playing low util on CT side Inferno, which we've already talked about that a little bit, right? T's, I feel like the T's, if they like lose a round where they only have 1 player surviving, they know you've got terrible money. They can really bully you map control wise. Like, you can just bully the CTs out of banana.
Yeah. Where to? Off the back of the tactical. Camo. They are trying to play aggressive. They don't have a huge amount of util. And it hasn't worked well at all. Vertex ready for set aggression, just walking out with their guns in hand. Knowing that supportive util to come from the back of PD. Look, even if he finds his apps control, which he won't, it was going to be very hard to set up for a retake. So this is probably a 15th Camo. They need these 2 rifles into the next if they want a fighting chance.
Forlix actually kind of been nasty on the entries. I'm enjoying it. I think like entry squad of him and Addict is pretty nice. Not going to lie. You got Brace throwing the support util. You got Malta maybe on the wing. And PZ's like, you put him as the turret in like the post plant on an AWP or something like that. That's like a pretty good system, man. I rate that.
I'll just tap in. Awkward dance here. PZ dinked through the wall, gives Cyanide false confidence, and that is going to be 15 secured. So Vertex just need 1 more, and it is going to be them taking Camo's map pick.
I'm liking it from PZ. I feel like he already had a little bit of like the style to his play, but I think with a big upset like you saw at the recent LAN, I'm hoping that's going to like unlock him, just give him that confidence to start like styling on people, because we know he's got the skill to do that. I'm all for it, bro.
I think he's had it for a while, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just when he's confident, when he's feeling it. I think a lot of these members as well of Vertex choose, times to, replace peripherals at odd times, etc. They all get in each other's heads.
Yeah.
But look, 3-on-3. We definitely got a round track and gear from Camo. I say that PD on the flank. That's not going to do it. Kobe falls as well, and there it is. 16 on the board for map number 1, Vertex. Taking Camo's map pick, so we may be in for a very short night at the office here, Mitch.
Yeah, I would say so. I think, look, at the end of the day, it's what you expect out of a series like this. But look, credit to Camo. They had some really good stuff on the T side in particular. Like, they could have even come out with the majority in that half. I think if they were playing a weaker team than Vertex is at the moment, they probably would have dominated that half, maybe like 10, even 11 rounds. Because they put themselves in that really good economic position by winning the half buy, and they even got off to an early deficit here. You could see them Vertex got that 4-0 lead, and Camo actually made a really good half of this. Like, they could have definitely come away with a 10-5 against a worse team than Vertex, I would say. But Vertex were able to win multiple of these gun rounds back to back once they got the economy going back for themselves. And then I think on the CT side, you saw Vertex's system on T just kind of be a little bit superior. I think Camo, you saw the cogs and the wheels start to come off a little bit when they moved over to CT, unfortunately.
Yeah, bit unfortunate there. Hopefully we can get a little bit more life out of Camo in the next. They did a very good job in that first half, but the second, look, would have loved to see a bit more. Either way, ladies and gents, it's time for a break before we jump on into map 2. We'll see you then.
$40 for the experience, which includes viewing platform access, or it's just $15 on top of your tower ticket, and it's for ages 8 and up.
Whoa, Neo, you're not playing like a noob anymore.
How is that possible?
You gotta be using hacks, dude.
Nah, dude. I got the Odyssey Neo G9.
Sweet, bro, you can finally start leveling up.
Let's keep it going, man.
This is gonna kill me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Biocode Lab LPL CSGO Pro. Too many letters, too many numbers.
LCO anymore.
Yeah, mate, look, we're on bloody different game, different old thing. My brain was at fruity and slip. We're back though. We're ready for a second
I think
map.
you just flustered because Double Lift replied to you. Is that what
He
happened? You got
My-
league
my
on the
league
brain.
Little league fan got real excited. Double Lift. If you don't know him, go see him. Good man. Now, look, of course, we're jumping on into Nuke for map 2. That's Vertex's map pick. They're going to be starting on the T side, you'd expect. So Camos still have a very good shot in this first half. But I say that, and then Vertex, with everyone starting to turn up in that second half, it just made it so hard for us to think Camo had too much of a chance. Of course, so after this game, we had a second game, but unfortunately, there has been a forfeit confirmed. So Team Yellow and Nutty is not going to be played. I believe Team Yellow is the team that's forfeiting. So Nutty will be moving on into that next stage of the upper bracket. So light a candle for Team Yellow, because apparently we saw a tweet that they may be dead for the moment. So,
Yeah.
hopefully they can find some research.
It's sad because they've done like such a good job grinding their way into leagues like this and consistently qualifying for a lot of things. And when they were kind of doing well for themselves, they were playing a good brand of Counter-Strike. They had a good core of players. I think the wheels started to fall off though when they lost Forvint, because he was, a really, really good piece for their team. And, I think they really struggled to actually replace him or find anyone that really fit his role, because I feel like he was a really, really big part of their old 16-20 Kings roster that did work both in this LPL league and also other domestic leagues. So it's honestly a little bit sad if they're not going to be able to put together another team of that kind of caliber, where that just reduces the competitiveness of our scene. Every time I see one more of those kind of teams die, it's I think it's kind of to the detriment of the overall competitiveness. Less kind of teams cracking, less teams playing together. But look, maybe Cookie said he's LFT. Maybe he gets on another team, or maybe we see another one of these kind of teams get put together with a couple of players who are LFT and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully we see a good replacement, and seeing even teams like Elemental playing well. If they kind of stick it out, they could definitely kind of turn into that mainstay that 16-20 Kings and our Team Yellow roster has kind of become, and fill the gap that they're kind of leaving there, perhaps.
there's certainly some names, from, like the old 8-ballers, some of those players that used to be here on Camo.
Yeah.
And then even, look, where'd Forlex come from? Was it Meat Grinders?
Arena. I mean, they don't need an all-par. I'd say maybe Underground, although like the Mooney guy on Underground is like pretty decent with the AWP, but like, let's be honest, like Cookie's been around for ages, like since I was playing. Even before I started playing CSGO, I think I was playing against Cookie in Call of Duty Pro Mod. So we're talking over 10 years at this point that he's been playing. I don't think you could really compare that experience. I think he went overseas maybe for Battlefield back in the day. Like he's got a lot of experience. Battlefield. Huh? You haven't heard Battlefield in a while back, huh?
Yeah,
That's a game.
They released a new game at some point. Other than that, I can't remember the last time I heard of it being a competitive esport.
Yeah.
But I'm interested. I used to love Battlefield back in like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4.
I don't know which Battlefield he was good at. I was never involved in Battlefield, but I know that he was good at Battlefield and that he played on a good Battlefield team that might have gone overseas or something like that. We used to have Battlefield teams that went overseas a little bit. Don't know how good they were, but that was the thing. And he played COD and then he got into CS when the COD scene kind of died, which is kind of similar to me.
Remember Just Harry? He played
Medal of Honor.
Like Medal of Honor.
Yeah,
is that what he played?
I don't think
He's
that
like
was definitely wasn't like a thing. That definitely wasn't a thing. Like Battlefield might have been a bit of a thing. I don't think Medal of Honor was a thing.
Okay, maybe not in this country, but
maybe in
each other country with bigger people, bigger populations, of course, means that there's a chance that there is niche communities for every one of those games.
Yeah.
Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to jump on into map 2. We got Nuke coming up here, but before we jump on into the action, of course, you guys like little wireless RGB mice, don't you? Well, the Roccat Burst Pro Air, a lightweight optical wireless RGB gaming mouse, is available right now. So make sure you go pick yourself up one of those, and it should be pretty easy because it's lightweight.
It's lightweight and it's wireless, which is big ticks in the mice game these days.
Yep.
I also have a lightweight wireless mouse. It's not a Roccat mouse, but I wish I had a Roccat mouse. Haven't got my hands on one, but I would be keen to try it. Because Rockat's been around for as long as Cookie has been playing competitive games, which is a long time. Teams in the Call of Duties and stuff like that used to be sponsored by Roccat as well. So you always love the peripherals companies that sponsor leagues and sponsor teams and support the esports.
Yeah, they support the esports. We support them. Now let's jump on into the action. We've already got Vent Drop coming through. They're not going to see that second player go down. They're not going to see much with your boy Addict falling there too. So 4v3, bit of actual damage done to Forlex, done to Brace, so it should be light pickings. Bogey going to be finding the headshot on the PZ, and things get that much more difficult. Forlex on 17 HP, going to be able to pick off another, and Brace, he knows that Bogey's made his way down into the fence gear, so the 2-on-1 Bogey, there was a world where he hits those.
Does he have that bind that makes you do a 180, or does he just have a really good sense of like how far is a 180 on his pad? Because those that 180 turn looked really smooth. Like, look at that. He's whipping around so fast.
I don't think he had the bind. I'm pretty sure from what I saw him whipping around in vents as well, it looked like he was just real good at hitting those 180s.
Yeah. Some people have that measured down to a science.
Yeah. Well, if you stay on the same sense for however many years, it's just muscle memory at that point, right?
Vertex has messed up a smoke. It's been a while since I've seen that. Was it Forlex? Might have been.
Oh, maybe. Look, he might be good at holding uppers, but he's not good at throwing this util. That's a whole world of info that Camo is going to be able to play off of. But have a look at this. T's already down towards a uncontrolled B site from Camo.
Can't be controlled.
So,
now it is being controlled. Just by T's, though.
By T's. Yeah. Not by Camo. Unless they are camouflaged on the site, in which case I couldn't see them.
But they will try and control the parts of the map that are not lowers, and shoot the T's when they come out of lowers. And I like this approach.
What's the technical terminology for this play, Mitch?
Believe it's called. I was going to say James, but it's not saving. Who's like that player that they used to? It's not like a recent meme anymore, so no one's going to get this. But there used to be everyone used to say device only gets exit frags. then that is not actually good. But it is just getting exit frags, isn't it?
It really
There's
was
no
just
player that's famous for just getting exit frags anymore. People used to always say, all you get is all you get is exit frags. You're not actually having an impact.
Which is still doing impact in a different way. Look, I like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt here, Mitch.
Yeah.
Look, makes those.
All right, well, let's
rounds
watch
easier.
it. Let's watch it. Come on, Forlex.
That's it. He had a big
We'll
smile,
see,
so he's.
We'll see if it was him.
Oh.
It was the same smoke. He threw that shallowest one, so I think it was him.
Maybe looked a little bit too low, or didn't do. I don't know. We'll figure it out as the time goes on. Petey, if he takes a shot now, he's got damage through that wall, but he doesn't know that. And on the re-swing, old mate's gone down, facing 3 of these T's, who are going to be trying to drop into that B side. Big damage from Nickez, has the coverage of that molly, but PZ hits back with a glue of his own. Kobe touching towards the notch here, but it's not going to be enough to survive. Brace, great entry with the Mackie in hand, and now Bogey in a 1-on-4 angle. It's looking rough for him, and his position's known as well. So Brace, not going to let him save, is actually going to follow his trail all the way up towards the A site. Vertex, they're on the hunt. They don't want this M4 existing into the next round.
It's all gone well on the T side for Vertex. Can't really fault them. That's a very simple T side round of nuke, isn't it? Just wall of smoke across the outside. Old mate has sent it down secret. I think it was Brace, and got in the vents, and the rest of the boys have just contacted ramp. That's how you do it. Nothing crazy about it, just good nuke fundamentals. Yeah, he's got it now. He's got it now. Let's stop bullying him on the broadcast. He's new here, okay?
He's getting it, look. If it happened 3 times in a row where he failed it and no one noticed, then I feel like that's a Vertex issue rather than a Forlex issue, you know? So at least they've cleared that up.
Well, you can ping now, right?
Yeah.
Can you ping and tell people where to line it up now?
Yes.
This is how long it's been since I played CS.
It's actually been a pretty nice little tool.
Do people actually use it much?
More so in pugs, if you're like, hey, do you know this smoke? It's like, nah, well, you stand there, you look at that, run throw, or something, like run, jump, throw. There you go. And people learn your util on the fly. So it is kind of cool. I haven't been in a, like a scrim or a prac server with anyone since it's been around, because I too have not played competitive for a while. But I would imagine it would make a whole bunch of things that much easier when you are practicing with the team. So yeah, it has its use case, and it does its job really well.
Pistols trying to take some guns out of the hands of Vertex here. Wow, nice molly into dark. I don't think I've actually seen anyone throw that molly before. Nickez got hero to rifle by PDG. As you often see, it's basically in Nickez we trust on camo some of the time. Which, look, it's nice. It's a nice approach. Nickez is very good. We love him, but let's be real.
We do.
To beat a Vertex, you need in everyone we trust.
You need everyone firing, everyone doing their job. I understand what you're trying to say there, Mitch.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm on your page. What else is written on your page? Quickly, tell me.
I was going through some Valorant stats from the LPL league that the boys used to run, and I saw Mac somewhere near the bottom. So
on the stats page.
On the stats page.
We did play one qualifier game.
You played one game. Sorry.
Hey, I was sick, Anchor. I was sick, Killjoy. You shut up. Now. Anyway.
Look, my stats weren't great either, so I can't really talk to Mac.
Yeah, but you're an IGL. You had an excuse. I was just a Sentinel. Actually, I was multiple things. I don't know, man. Anyway, we're here playing CS, which everyone thinks, at least that's watching, is probably a better game.
That's the most non-committed you've ever been to a statement. This is pretty good CT control here, though.
Do you want to know why?
Squeaky.
We'll talk about it another time. PZ. Oh, drops that molly. Might be able to find a second. Easy lineups, but he's going to get caught reloading. So still back to the 2-on-2. Cyanide. Lose that. There he is, Brace, lurking on site somewhere, and he'll find him with his barrel. And Malta He had a bit of a rough day at the office on map 1, but on map 2 here, at least brings it back to this one-on-one Kobe. A bit far away to get the trade. So still a realistic chance we got Malta winning a 1-on-2 here.
Yeah, I feel like this is his map. Like in that grand final to qualify them overseas, Malta had a monster map on Nuke. Kobe goes down the vent. Malta having to think about getting towards Megaton. I think he's got the timing to not get caught in transition here. To plant it open for him. Kobe's got a smoke and a kit though. That could definitely work.
Finding the timing. And Malta just waiting for that tap to come through. Kobe thought he had a little read. Now just trying to figure out where the timing's led. Malta, who's gone for the spam through the smoke, but I see this Ninja coming in hot, and Camo winning their first round with a defused stuck in the smoke.
Very nice. But it's an expensive one, right? They've got to rebuy everything. Kobe can drop one rifle, but outside of that, you're going to have some pretty light util. That's not too bad. Bogey goes down to an MP9. So yeah, a decent buy coming out here for Camo, but that is going to bankrupt them, which makes them quite resettable. Whereas Vertex, who, by the way, are taking attack timeout here to have a little bit of a chat, which is interesting that they're taking this game like reasonably seriously to take attack timeout and just chat things out. It's a good timing for attack timeout, though. I always love when teams take attack timeouts when they know they've got a reset round on their hands.
Yeah. Brace just having a chin wag, telling the boys what to do, and it looks like we are just going to see Camo all having a laugh. Or at least Cyanide, he's having a good time, even if they're losing at the moment.
I mean, they literally drew the worst team in the first round to draw. Like Vertex is the only team you don't want to play in the first round of the bracket, so I think they kind of can expect to be going lower bracket here, but they're just trying to make it a close game and play well if they can. I like this.
So PZ has hit Nikez with that wallbang through Hut, and Nikez hasn't seen anyone yet, and he's only got 31 health, Mitch.
But PDG is in radio room. Which is what
He is.
I remember watching him 40 bomb on this map in a different domestic league, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. And he did it just pushing ramp every round, so I think this could be a success factor.
Did you see that little ankle come around before the peak was committed to by Bogey? 4x. Very lucky to see that one. It looks like with that pick, Vertex happy just to smack their way into A. Cyanide going to be falling. The fast flank from P. Oh, not going to work. Brace saves the day. Him and PZ had a little odd dance there in radio. And Nikez, look, he got wallbanged at the start. Vertex not aware of it. They do see him out in the open on the rafters. And one bullet is going to send him to the grave. So there you have it. 5 now on the board for Vertex on the T side. Doing a decent job. Everyone lifted.
I'm looking at the stats on Inferno, and Addict had 120 ADR. Like, I feel like every game I'm watching from Vertex, Addict is like second behind PZ. But he's got a 1.03 rating, and I'm just not seeing how those two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah. And you're just like, where is that lack of impact? Yeah. What happened
in
his
games
old
am I
games?
Not watching? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Bogstar sees that shadow. Brace holds down the pre-fires. So re-peak from Bogey's going to get punished by that one. And now Nikez, of course, he's gone for the Hero M4. And he hasn't been able to find too much impact just yet. Vertex looking to keep it clean, keep that economy rising. And Pete as well. He's even pushed into trophy. So Vertex, happy to play this one as slow as possible. And wait for Camo to make some more mistakes because, look, they're a man down. They got to get moving.
Yep. Again, Nikez, like you see in a lot of these rounds for Camo, has a hero rifle. He's not really going to get in amongst any action in the position that he's in. He's rotating around to ladder base, though. So potential for him to do absolutely nothing because PZ is literally scoped on his position and it picks him straight away.
Oof. Malta stops that cross from CT vent.
I really love this from Vertex, though, right? They took so much map control, and it's like one of those rounds where they're holding every angle. And then they make contact on the first CT who dies, and then the rest of the CTs try to play off that contact, try to like pick their positions, and they're already getting held.
Vertex, very cerebral with their read on, where those CTs are going.
There's like nothing. There's nothing that's dirty. They're just literally holding every angle and just shooting you when you peek on an anti-eco.
I don't want to leak Vertex strats, but I've had conversations with the members, and some of the stuff that they've told me that they just get like off the back of teams' tendencies, how they just get like the freest man advantages. Like they come in prepared, and then they just know how to play off those man advantages, right? Just to get extra rounds on the board. So they make it sound so simple, and it's always a great conversation.
All I'm hearing is that's a very long way of saying that Brace is a big nerd.
Yep, but I didn't want to say what he told me because I don't want to be that guy, Yeah. I like having, client confidentiality?
Yeah. Client attorney privilege.
That one.
Are you Brace's lawyer now?
I'm his good friend. Client confidentiality privilege. Whatever the hell it is.
Instant trade though. I'm a bit sad. I want to see him like drop 40 on this map again. That was like one of the my most favorite games to watch in a long time.
Against Vertex? You want to see him drop 40 against Vertex?
I can't remember who it was against. I'm going to go into the think tank and find out for you who he played.
I haven't heard the plop. Are you in there? Thank you. Well, Bracey boy is going to be traded out. So Camo really in this round, and it all boils down to Pete getting that first entry. Camo, they've opted for one on towards the lower side and two stacked there towards upper. PZ with a Deegan hand has that AWP
It was
to play
against
with as
Antic.
well.
He 44 bombed Antic on nuke.
Oh no. When?
Did I ask?
No, but when?
What
date?
In April.
Ooh. That was a little while ago.
Yeah.
Fun times. Well, that's going to be the bomb drop in secret. 20 seconds to plant. Addict hasn't made a noise, but they've got a decent read on where he's coming from. Good shot from Addict to at least bring it back to this 1-on-2. And now he's got an opportunity, but the double vent drops come through, and he might be able to find a timing sideline. Where are you looking? Just like that, there was a chance, but Bogey swings out the other side of vent and trades to keep Camo in the round and find them a second.
They didn't know that. I don't know if they knew the bomb was there, to be fair.
True.
He was looking towards decon. It's a good trade. They went together. That's how you win a round like that. Maybe a bit better spacing, but good enough.
Yeah.
I'll give that one a thumbs up. Now Kobe's
as long as
zorping.
it gets the round on the board, Mitch.
Yeah.
It's always good enough, right?
And they stuck together, they held hands in the 2-on-1. It's good stuff.
Solid proto calls. Coles?
Woolies?
Collies? Kobe.
Oh, he's got a Dragon Law. That's a lot of money.
Or has he picked it up off PZ?
Oh, you're right. Might have. How much is that worth these days? Look, let's focus on the eggsy. Get distracted.
I do love eggs. Good protein. Great macros. And that's going to be Petey. Picking up one onto Brace. So from here, Camo have this man advantage again, but Vertex all across the A site. Great entries, net 3 straight back, and Camo, it's going to be hard for them to find their way back in, but Petey's just gone dry through the smoke, and all the riflers are ready for the scrimmy.
Insane. That's what I'm saying. You got Forlex and Addict that both get an entry. PZ's holding the angle that you want to peek and you get killed, and then Malta's a little gremlin on the other side of the map, just like waiting for you to push the flank.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example of it. And Brace is just throwing grenades. He doesn't even need to shoot anyone. He just needs to throw grenades.
Is this a tactical or a technical? We'll find out in a sec. Okay. Great catch. So, just a little technical. Hopefully it's not too long. Everyone should be able to get it sorted in a moment. And once that's sorted, we'll jump back in. Hey, Malta. Was that a brewski?
He's made himself a little coffee, I think.
A little coffee. Beautiful.
I'm trying to be... I really love the taste of coffee, and I'm trying to be good, and not drink coffee at night, but it just tastes so good, man.
That's true. Plenty of positives to drinking coffee. other than the part where it makes it harder for you to get to sleep. But then, you know, there's other supplements that help you with that. So all I'm trying to say is use !biocode lab and you can help yourself.
Yeah. I don't know if they have any sleepy time ones, but they definitely have some good ones for you for focus.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe PDG's taken some of those because he does have focus in his name.
He really does. But it's like Race is focused on the right angles here. Nice headshot onto Pete. And now Nikez in a 1v5 angle with just 50. Big ask, and it was definitely too much. So Vertex on the T side already with 8 on the board. Looking like this is going to be a 2-0. It is still early days, and I hate calling it. But if you just look at the momentum and you look at the fact that after a bye, Vertex have members that are on the edge of finding 5 digits in the bank, that makes the rest of this half just that much harder for Callum.
Yeah, maybe they can scrape like 4 or 5 together. That's being optimistic if they can win themselves some gun rounds.
Straight through the molly they go, and Vertex trying to crack things open. Rap comes in a little bit late, so Cyanide will find one. Bogey with the double. Maybe a chance here for Camo. They do have the man advantage. PD still just spamming away. Addict and PZ playing close together here. Camo looking just to regroup and trade this one out.
How are they going to approach this retake? Saw them juggle some flashes to Kobe to maybe send Nikez out heaven. So you can still see them thinking about this upper side, but with no sound being made, this is a really good mid-round readjustment from PD. If he can get himself in a good position over towards Secret, that makes this retake a little bit more doable for the CTs.
Well, Camo, aware of the sound cue to say that it is a B-site plant. And Pete's already made his way through the halls, so we'll see how the timing works out for them. PZ tucked away towards the back side. Needs a helping hand in Addict to stop that cross, but Addict trying to figure out where he wants to go. Just worried about Vance. Timing to the peak couldn't be better. PZ can't find the second. PD ready for that swing at Decon. And Addict, he's heard that smoke come in from Mega, but he's still got to go forward. Kobe, time's too low. The man has no kit, no chance, and it's Vertex locking it down a 9th here. About to survive. Addict. It's crazy that on half HP he's allowed to survive there in halls, but look, nuke's nuke, right?
Yeah, it's just one big bomb. You'd think everything would go up, but apparently not.
It would make sense.
Even the plant's named after wood, you know, cedar.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of point I'm trying to make here, but...
Well, wood burns. It's a combustible material which allows fires to... You stoke it.
Thanks, Mac.
I'm stoked with your mental gymnastics to make that one work.
Oh.
Bogey, though, going to get his head ripped off, so no gymnastics for him.
Oh, Nikez able to punish one, going down the vent, going to drop an HE as well. Doing a good job kind of anchoring, wasting time at the T's to help some of the other boys have some more time to get involved in the round. It's been a bit of a nuisance here, honestly.
He was, but he's been found, and Cyanide answers for a
They left the bomb in spawn, I think.
Oh.
They must have.
Yep. Well, Malta's gone on that big long rotation all the way back to retrieve it. PZ's just happy to hold his line here. And he might just find the time. Cyanide with the re-aggression.
Oh, no.
Slight readjustment. PZ spots Cyanide making that cross happen. In events he goes, but it's going to cost him his life now. Malta again in the 1-on-2. He won it before, Mitch. Can he do it again?
Yeah, probably. Got a couple of stickers on his gun from the major, so he must be alright at this game.
Ooh. Edging. Forward. And he's got the perfect timing, but he wants more. He's just making sure that this kill is 100%ed. Still moving with the crouch, but he made it work. Wanted to get that jump scare going, and now him v Pete, 2 veterans of the scene. And PD, locks down the fort. So Malta's playing silly buggers. PD's going to find this angle eventually. The jump across happens. Flash forward. Malta gets a bit of damage right back, and no tap on the bomb. Pete knows he's Hit Malta for a few points of health now, running all the way around to double PD. Not sticking it, reveals it, and it's all going to come down to the timing. Malta doesn't even have to take this fight. He's been a nuisance, a huge nuisance, and he'll get the kill anyway. And he'll fall with it because they got 5 figures in the bank for pretty much everyone. So Malta really proud of himself for that one.
Yeah, it was pretty good clutch. Good use of the doors. It's definitely made sure that all the doors on this whole map work. God bless him. Petey's gone armorless A1S here, so that's going to be not good if he gets aim punched.
Kobe in a dangerous game, going so far forward. Gets Mollied out of position. There's no T's here to punish him. But it has bought Vertex some extra time, and they're going to start to make their way over towards ramp now, where Camo have no members.
I think Vertex recognizing that PD's been pretty consistently trying to get aggressive in ramp room, and they've been punishing it the last few rounds.
Yeah. Oh, Kobe on the rotation. But the T's very invested in going all the way around for a couple of them. You see Camo, though. They're happy just to leave Cyanide solo on B. Stack over towards Squeaky. Just take as much control to retake A as possible. Bogey will fall. Because as well, find that trade. And just like that, we're back to a 3-on-3. So hanging around at A, might have just saved the day.
Cyanide gets 2 opportunities here. Not able to deal with the second, though, which means Addict is going to get control of that bomb. He's got full util, even after using a molly, so he's going to drop the smoke and try to complete this 1-on-2. But Kobe wins that round for Camo with good positioning. Able to pick that player coming down from lobby roof and even able to deny the plant before Addict's able to get into a safer position and try to work the angles in that 1-or-2. So well worked from him.
Yeah. And Camo send themselves to 3 rounds, maybe a chance for them to find 5, and then might give themselves a chance in that second half. But look, Vertex have been displaying a whole bunch of dominance with their T-side so far, and we'll see. Okay, PZ peeking before the smokes bloom. That's a great way to get yourself picked. Nick has given up on the rifle and trying out the AWP instead. He's just trying to find one. And Malta playing around on red. It's been a nuisance yet again. Petey, it's all down to him to hold down B.
Nickers gets another pick on outside. So maybe you are correct about him being the AWPer that Camo needs. Vertex, if they still get it to a good position in this post plant, could really make this work. Molotov's keeping those Megaton players back. Forlex gets the entry into sight here.
Pete not able to lock it down. Kobe wants to use some progressive util, but there's only that one smoke to play with, so he'll hold on to it, wait for the rest of the troops to get in position, probably smoke off Decon and then make their way forward. He cares. Just looking for damage here with the AWP. Cyanide's going to be able to make it a 1-for-1, maybe even a 2-for-1. As he gets that dink through the wall onto Forlex. Grace still fighting here from sight, deals with the push through Mega, and Cyanide's position's known as well. So it's very hard for him to make this one happen.
No kit.
1-on-1. Oh, no kit. No time. But he hit the shot, and I think he's just got it. Having a look at the top of the screen there. Wrangling it the whole way through. Yep, looks pretty good. And Camo, find a 4th. Cyanide, 3 big kills on the retake. Not bad. Not bad at all.
You should never have got that close, though. Camo was up in numbers, 5-on-3. It's always so dangerous, right? When you give too much control and space to the T's and they get into like annoying positions on lowers and you're trying to like retake through Megaton. Those are all just headshot angles.
Yeah.
Very difficult retake to convert, even if you're up in numbers quite substantially. Addict's made it down to vent. Lost a lot of HP on the way down. You've already got this rotation from Kobe. See if he's going to be aware of it. They know that Vents is dirty. Should be a freebie for him. Really well worked there from Camo. You could see Vertex, they knew with Addict down the vent, they wanted to just go through these wall of smokes on secret and join up with him and try to go into a after plant in lowers. But now that they've lost him, it's a bit redundant and this play gets a little bit more one-dimensional. Could still work, don't get me wrong.
They've got those L smokes. And they can sit in, force their way to warehouse if they want. Petey's here, but it looks like Vertex are going to be spotted doing so. Lineups there. Petey didn't spot the second, but he did do a huge amount of damage onto Forlex. So Camo will maintain the man advantage for the moment.
Kobe's down in lower again. It's going to be him against whoever that is down there. Having a look for him. Malta gets another entry on outside, and now he's going to go up to ladder base. Brace. Kobe's been really good at not getting caught in lowers here.
Just nice little readjustments of the crosshair. And Malta reveals his position. Out of heaven. On the Cyanide, expecting bogey there too, but the MP9 does its job just well enough. Forlex not actually going to be spotted on the way down into vent. I say that, but look at this rotation. Actually, Kobe's gone up.
Yeah.
They hear double doors open, and now that's going to be a bomb plant.
Oh, the nade.
But, oh, the nade. He sees it. He tries to move away. But the radius, the explosion, a little too big. And Camo, they make it work. They do find 5 going into the half.
Yeah, a lot of those rounds off of the back of some great positioning from Kobe and big impact frags.
Yeah.
I think the round where he pushes door and multi-frags up is a big one. And denying that lowers plant. And then that round, obviously, dealing with 2 different players trying to lurk down lowers and pick him. So that's always been his strength, is definitely like good positioning and being able to read the players on the other team quite well. Vertex now over on CT though, and Camo got to go on the T side, which he said they didn't have too good of a time against Encore on this side of the map.
We'll see if things change, of course. They do have that swinging momentum going into this half. A couple of rounds stacked onto the board. PZ is going to be able to strike for 1, so that's an early man advantage. But him and Brace taking big damage to the health.
Addict hearing a lot of these footsteps, calling for the rotations out. Cyanide gets that kill. I feel like Brace has been very hard done by there.
Yeah. Ooh, but look at this positioning. Forlex ready for the late push in through Trophy, and that's going to be the bomb on the ground. So CT's not super aware of it. They're still just trying to find PD down on the B site, and he's eventually looked the right direction, but Addict has had plenty of pot shots and finds the one that matters. So that's going to be 11 on the board for Vertex and a solid start to the second half.
Don't think you're going to get the force due to the lack of bomb plant. It's going to take this single save. See what? It's not ideal.
Too much face it, Pete. That, or it was instant, so maybe he was click buying. I've seen that happen a little bit recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I feel like Pete, though, he's been around for a while. I thought he'd be like a number buyer. Well, Addict. Close to the MP9. How many numbers are he going to get? Oh, 3. 3's the magic number.
It's good. Put that in your lottery. In the lotto. That's got to be one of them, right?
Oosh. Yeah, of course. Gamble responsibly.
Is it gambling? Is buying a lotto ticket gambling?
In my books it is. You're going into a...
I guess so.
You're putting money into a pool and you may or not get it back. It sounds a lot like the G word to me.
I've never really thought about it, to be honest. Anyway. Kobe's taken a bit of a chunking there early on outside. Probably from an HE. Cyanide's gone down to Malta and Squeaky. This round has not started well for Camo on their first gun.
Yeah. Ooh. And 4. Just too much accuracy at that range. Niquez could not do a thing about it.
Yeah. Brace also has the unfair advantage of like the double zoom because he's looking down his glasses.
Yeah.
At long range.
Magnifying the crosshair, the pixels, sees bloody everything, that man.
Yeah. It's like having a Krieg, you know?
Well, PD, he's got an AK in hand, and ooh, he might have the moves to back it up. Tried to go for the spray transfer, but Brace was lurking in on the flank, and he managed to find the timing. So that's going to be 13 on the board. Camo tried the little hearts out in the previous, but Vertex, look, just made it that much easier. It felt like Camo didn't have rifles in that round.
I just don't think that Camo as a team has enough crack behind them to be competitive on some of the maps in the pool, unfortunately. And I think this is a perfect example of it. Like in Inferno, they look a lot more well drilled. You know, Mirage, Dust 2.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
even like Nuke is a bit against a quality team is a little bit too much to ask, I think, unfortunately.
Nate goes forward. Sino going to be chunked the hell out by that one. But he'll take PZ with him. Spotting the elbow going around the corner is enough to net the kill. And it's something. It's maybe a chance.
Ooh.
There's a second. Kobe with the dig. Interesting times. As you can see, Bogey's actually going to beat that molly as well. But the CTs haven't heard him, so... Now with the time in, okay, Kobe. Wants that third, not going to find it, but we're down to 2-on-2.
Nickers getting the scout involved as well. Does tag up Addict, who's sweating bullets now, but he's getting flanked, unfortunately. So he's going to go down to Bogey's dig. That's a rifle for Bogey. Bomb still at the back of lobby. Oh, I thought that was a headshot. That wasn't a headshot. That wasn't worth the reaction, Mac, but still.
Still a nice shot at that range.
It was sharp. It was sharp. Very, very good mechanical skill, this man.
My M4A4 would not have hit that.
His A4 is insane. Reminds me of Hazza. Hazza should never have swapped.
Yeah. There's like minimal players in the country that I find are amazing A4 users. We've all just become A1 abusers, and I'm all about it. A1's a great weapon, but it's very hard to make the A4 look good in this day and age.
That's the big gap in Smokes, unfortunately. That is not even ever going to be used because we're getting a bit of an Addict split, which is very quickly being picked apart. But look, Bogey at Kobe, 8 ballers duo could definitely dig them out of this situation. Not to be though.
Addict, nice line there from Heaven. Able to stop the push out of Hut before it becomes a problem. And the trades towards A just didn't work. Camo tried to speed up the round, and there you have it. Vertex find 15, so Camo looking like a fruitless half here in the second, and Vertex 1 round away from a fatty 2-zip.
Got one more buy left in the tank here for Camo though. Somewhat limited util. Going to kind of pigeonhole them into a couple of plays. Kobe's having a real tough time getting up on Silo. Happens to the best of us.
Playing a dangerous game through the smoke to try and find a second entry and equalize this man advantage. But Vertex happy just to fall off, play the numbers, lock down the match before Camo can find any more momentum.
Bomb at the back of lobby here. Needs to be retrieved. You can see PD trying to look for something on outers. Malta's definitely heard that. He's going to hear the clink clink and know that that player's going on top of red. Nickez gets picked by the offline, and Cyanide going back for the bomb is wondering where it all went wrong, really.
All these off angles, the repositioning from the CTs, it's just all come down to this moment. Cyanide, he's having a day at the office for a couple of rounds, but unfortunately, it looks like it might be all over Red Rover. Malta in a great position to stop that crossing Hut. And now on that reload, Malta swings, and that's game. 16-3, 2-zip, Vertex, the expected winners, and look, favourites for a reason, right?
100%, like they're favourites for the whole league. So at the end of the day, like you can't be too harsh on Camo. You know, they did definitely have a pretty good half on Inferno, and they looked competitive on that one. And like I said, I think for a team that doesn't put in too much prac on a team basis, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to go wider on the map pool and look good, especially against the class of team that Vertex is in. And Vertex is in very, very good form at the moment. Like they just qualified for an international event, beating the best team in the country on LAN. So I think it's going to be a bridge too far to expect an upset from Camo tonight. But now that they go into the lower bracket, there's definitely some teams that are beatable for them.
Okay. Well, look, there were moments of brilliance at least displayed from Camo, so you know that they have what it takes every now and then. But as you mentioned, you could see on a map like Nuke, it just felt like their depth of strats wasn't enough to take on the caliber of a team like Vertex at the moment. So at least they've got that second chance down in the lower bracket now. But Vertex, as expected, are going to be moving forward here in the upper bracket.
Yeah, along with Nutty, who get their forfeit win. I dare say they probably would have won that. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2-0 because that's what we saw most recently in the other domestic league. So I think the results going about as I expected tonight. And, you know, we've got a couple more opening games as well coming up.
You certainly do. And we've got a couple of pretty faces to bring on the broadcast. Well, Brace only has one face, but he's here to have a chat with us. Brace, how you feeling, big man?
If you guys can hear me, I cannot hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, really?
You can't hear
Can
us?
you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you. Hello. Jump into our Discord. Oh, okay. Bye, Brace.
I was going to type him a message.
Bye, Brace.
Bye, Brace.
What am I
Wait,
meant
can you hear
to
me?
do?
I could tweet him.
Guys, I'm on an
Hold
interview.
Let me tweet Brace.
And I'm on the stream right now, and I can't hear them. I don't know if they can hear me.
I wanted to send him a DM for my question, and then we could have gotten some great insight. But unfortunately, he had to go.
Next time, Mitch.
He had to go. He had somewhere to be, so he's probably going to go celebrate the win with the boys.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, look, let's have a recap of the bracket. Let's see where all the teams are after today's one game, one forfeit, technically 2 games, but we didn't get to see one of them. And it's Vertex and Nutty moving on to stage 3, which is going to be a little bit interesting once we get to see how that all unfolds. Now, down towards next week's games, we got Antic up against Warriors, and we got DGG and Elemental, which, look, that Antic and Warriors game, if Warriors bring their A game, I feel like that could be a very interesting one to keep an eye on. And DGG versus Elemental, I feel like that should be DGG's game, like similar to the one we just watched with Camo and Vertex, right?
Yeah, I think Warriors, I'm waiting for them to play to that, caliber, but I actually think Antic are in very good form at the moment, so I think that's going to be a rough game for Warriors, actually. Wouldn't be surprised to see Antic, win that quite straightforwardly, because I don't think Warriors has had quite enough time to, gel and have them, play their 100% A game. But look, we'll see. I'm happy to be proven wrong, and I do believe in the Warriors roster. I'm just kind of waiting to see them get that one big win over a team. And Elemental, like you said, they look good against a team that wasn't quite at the level of DGG. I think DGG is going to be a hard one, but it's been a while since I saw DGG actually play a game, I think. So we'll see how they're going.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen them recently and they looked pretty good. So, look, you can keep your eye on that one. But for now, that's it for the Biocode Lab LPL Pro CSGO Season 2, Stage 2, Day Bloody 1. We got another week to get to, but to get there, we got to end the show. So, again, thanks to Biocode Labs, thanks to Roccat for making everything happen here on the show. But look, we make it happen. You make it happen. Please keep watching. Please keep enjoying Counter-Strike. We love it, and we'll see you next week for more of it.